Yo, yo. Just posted a link in the Discord because I had to redo all the settings and stuff. So just want to check if you guys can hear me, if the sounds are okay. You can hear the music, and if, most importantly, if the quality of the stream is okay. I tested it before, like a couple minutes ago, and it should be fine. But please let me know in the comments, well, in the chat, if everything works. If you guys can hear me, can see the Bitcoin chart, and can hear the music, please. I'm already seeing all good. Beautiful. All good, but the music? Yeah, it's not that loud. It's background music, you know. Alright, just gonna post the links on Twitter then. And then we'll get started live on YouTube. All right. So, how's everyone doing? Everyone holding up well? Everyone that's been trading this should be fine, as long as you manage your risk, of course. For those who are still holding altcoins or holding meme coins, I can imagine those are going through a rough time. Still going through a rough time. But by now, I think it should be clear what the better strategy for these last end couple months. Shit, I don't have this ad blocker yet. Might have to shut down the music. Dr. Profit said we're going to 55 or 60k. Damn. So another 30% drop from here. 50% from the highs. Interesting. Did he just call it, or? Let's bounce then, I guess. You've probably seen my positioning already, in what kind of position I am at the moment. It's a beautiful setup playing out here, but I'll talk about it in a second. Just waiting for some more people to join. We already have 70 people, which is amazing. Just a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. I lost my 3-year salary though. Oof, that's not good, not nice. The only thing you can do is learn from it, you know, and move on. Short still open from 91k. Well, let's liquidate him. It's cooked, bro. We're not gonna bounce. Stock's necking. No one believes we're gonna bounce. Why is that, you think? Can you give an update on gold? I will. We'll start off with Bitcoin and crypto, and then I can do gold. Give my thoughts on gold. I think it played out nicely. We marked out that supply zone. Oh, it's back in there. Oh, damn. That's good, to be honest. yeah, I've been at the same supply here. Last I checked, it was down here, but seems like it bounced nicely. Right, 90 people. How's the marathon training going? Good, man. I went for a 19 kilometer run like an hour ago. Well, like 3 hours ago. So it's going good. Right, let's get started. Welcome everyone to another live stream. We had to cancel last week's live stream, yeah, because most of you saw, I guess. I was a dumb fuck and my wallets got drained. Luckily, only my Chrome wallets, but we're back in business now. Had to reinstall everything since I completely reset my PC. But we're back, okay? The stream is still sponsored by Blowfin, guys. So a big thanks to Blowfin Exchange. You can go check it out using the link in the description. If you use that link and you make a deposit, you get access to my Discord group where I post more analysis, more details on the trades I take, thoughts, yeah, updates on liquidation levels, stuff like that. And also go live more. From time to time, we do a live stream only with the Discord. So if you want to join, all you have to do is head over to the description, make an account on Blowfin. It's non-KYC, by the way. That's rare these days. So simply make an account, put some money on there, just start the exchange, and send me a DM on Discord, and I'll get you added to the group. Okay. Secondly, like the stream, please, and more importantly, subscribe. We're going for 10k subs. We're at like 8.4, I think, at the moment. So yeah, still some subs to go, but we're getting close. So subscribe, like, and yeah, let's get into the charts now. So let me remove these levels for a second and start on a clean chart again, because my thoughts from earlier this week, right, as we were nuking and as we were trading closer and closer to these former lows down here, right? What was my thought process? Basically, we were below the monthly open, right? And all I had my eyes on was last month's low, okay? Why? Because we had a big wick to the upside, right? All the way into 95Ks, dumped all the way back down again, and the monthly open retest didn't hold, okay? So we broke below the monthly open, bearish sign, and then we had an unswept last month's low, okay? So let's quickly mark that out. So that on its own, basically just looking at the monthly chart and looking at those levels, it was already concerning, okay? What was the monthly draw? The monthly draw going to be? Well, to the downside, okay? Last month's low was unswept, so that was going to be the draw on liquidity, right? So marking that out, last month's high and last month's low. I'm just gonna do it like this. Which levels? Yeah. All right, like this. So last month's low and last month's high, okay? If you zoom in a bit, let's actually also mark out this month's open. Right, on the 12 hour. So as you can already see, as we got closer towards this low, all I was watching was last month's low, and I wanted to see a sweep of that. As you might have seen, I was looking for longs earlier, and I took some stop outs on longs as well. What was the plan there? Well, I thought, obviously thought, right, that this area right here was going to hold. Why? That area had confluence, right? It had some ugly lows resting there, right above there, sorry. It was the area, the sweep and the sideways on the lower time frames, obviously. Price action that led to upside, so local demand, right? And lined up beautifully with that level I just talked about with the monthly open, okay? So I was looking for longs there, didn't play out. We broke below the monthly open. I took the loss, okay? And then as soon as we broke below the monthly open, what were my eyes on? Well, towards that monthly low level. The draw was on there. And it's typical whenever you nuke into a level like that and you get a sweep and the sentiment basically everywhere is as bearish as it was the last couple days to weeks, you're barely gonna see straight continuation to the downside. And what you more often see is gonna be a local sweep, right? A bounce, and in my opinion, more upside now, okay? I'm not talking about these yet. But for now, I'm just talking about a sweep of like some highs here. Monday high maybe a bit higher towards this inefficiency, these poor, sort of poor highs, right? Something like this, and then lower, okay? So that's why that was my plan, right? To look for longs on the sweep below last month's low, okay? I'm not sure if you saw on Twitter, but I posted that I had a bunch of orders resting down here. The way I played it was for half the position size, I put right below the low. And then for the other half, I put a bunch of orders all the way down here so that I got filled on half of the position size immediately and then averaged down with the other half. I mean, that's just however you want to play it. And it doesn't really matter that much, but you get the idea, right? And the plan that I had to look for longs below here. What was my invalidation? Well, in cases like this, it's difficult, you know, because you don't really know how low that it's going to sweep. But what you do know is that you want to see a quick reaction from that level. Maybe not immediate reaction, but at least within the next few candles. And that's basically what we got here. The daily is still forming. Like we could have even closed the daily sub 77k, for example, and then smashed back above in the next daily candle. Okay, but that didn't happen. So I kept my invalidation. Where was it? I think it was somewhere below. It was below 70k for sure. So that's wide invalidation, you know. And you could ask yourself, well, that's not the risk reward you want. But if all of my orders got hit, my average entry would have been something like 75. The stop loss, I think it was like 67. And the target, yeah, that depends, you know. Either you're targeting all-time highs, targeting last month's high, targeting those poor highs up here. For me personally, right, I had to see more price action for that to decide where I was going to target. And I still do want to see more price action before I make up my mind if I want to target 100k or lower. But so far, I really like what I'm seeing, right? The weekly has swept, as I told you, last week's low, this key low, the monthly low, right? We just reclaimed the weekly open. So if we can get some upside here and break back above that monthly open, right? Then I think the sky is the limit, as we say. And I think we could be running it back all the way up into 100Ks and possibly even all-time highs. That will take a while, don't get me wrong. But that's what I'm currently seeing, okay? Now, so that was my plan, mostly for a swing, right? But since I saw the most recent price action on the lower time frames, I already trailed my stops below here and added to my longs, right? To put on some more risk for an additional play towards some lower time frame highs. Let me explain that quickly. So as always, we're gonna use the Monday range. Is it this? Nope. There we go. Monday high and Monday low. Simply the the highest point we traded on Monday, the lowest point we traded on Monday. We use those levels as levels that have draw on liquidity. And as you can see, we closed the daily, we nuked below it, swept Monday low and got a good close, a good reaction upside. And now all that happened here is just some downside, a retest, filling some inefficiencies lower. As you can see, we barely had wicks to the downside on these 4-hour candles right here and right here. Those all got swept now into demand, right? Local demand, the area where we started pumping from. Let's mark out our OTE from the low to the high. Hold on. Okay, keep it in mind. That's that. And this one, right? Swept all of those lows in that demand. And so far, in my opinion, it's looking pretty damn good. So where do I think the next draw is? On the lower time frames, right? We swept Monday low, unswept Monday high. On the higher time frames, we now swept last week's low, we swept last month's low, and we have unswept highs all the way up here, right? And if you look on the weekly even, as you can see, barely a wick on this candle to the upside. So the closer we get to this high, the more likely we take it. Just like the closer we got to this low, and as we broke below the monthly open, the more likely it was that we were going to take out last month's low. I think the closer we get to this high of this weekly candle, the more likely that we sweep it as well. All right. So going forward, what's my plan? So I'm currently long. I already trailed my stops and added risk. What's my first target for longs? Straightforward. Monday high, right? In here. Then we'll see if we sweep Monday high, nuke back below. That wouldn't be a good sign, but still nothing to worry about, but because that could simply mean that we need more ranging down here, maybe go for the lows again, and then we run it back. If we break above Monday high, right, next target would be these poor highs up here into this supply area, and if we bump in here and we get some decent closes, then I think it's likely that we go all the way back towards first 96k area, right, to take liquidity above all of this. Right, does that make sense? A lot of talking. Let me read the chat for a second. Do you still hold spots? Of course. How old are you? I'm 25. Did you know the dot-com bubble bursted exactly 25 years ago today? Damn. If you look at the seasonality of S&P and Bitcoin, this downtrend was expected. Yeah, I mean, it's seasonality, you know. It's still seasonality. It's just one aspect, and you shouldn't really focus on only that. So seasonality has been wrong a lot of times as well. So Bitcoin hasn't closed above the 4-hour trend for 39 days. It's over. Cut losses if you can. Rebuy next year. Do whatever you want, man. I'm following my plan. Just got filled on my longs at the bottom. Nice, man. Also, COVID crash exactly 5 years ago. How much leverage you use when you use it? I use 100x leverage. Now everyone's gonna be like, whoa, damn. But leverage doesn't matter. It's about the position size. Leverage doesn't matter. Right. Right, if Bitcoin is clear. Het regent hier. So yeah, what invalidates all of this, a break back below Monday low, on the lower time frames at least. As for the plan to trade the sweep of last month's low, we could still get another sweep and then still reclaim, you know? So yeah, we'll have to see. But for now, how things are looking right now, I would say Monday high could be next. All right. So, what else are we going to cover? Let's check on some altcoins. So I was bullish Litecoin. Litecoin fucked me pretty bad. Like up here, you've probably seen me tweeting. It was like looking the strongest one of them all up here, until Trump said something about the crypto reserve, and then mentioning 3 or 4 coins, I don't know, and he didn't mention Litecoin. And as from that point, it just became weaker and weaker overall. And yeah, obviously everything's down, but it kind of lost the strength that it had up here. So yeah, I'm very underwater on my spot buys, but as you can see, it's not invalidated, still at the range lows of this local range. So I'm just gonna hold, even if we do something like this. Sweep that weekly low again, boom, in there, and then reclaim. That would be beautiful as well. But like I said, still a good chance that they announce something about an ETF on Litecoin or something, and then it will likely just bump a lot, right? ENA I was long, then I closed the long on this, was like from here, then I closed it down here and long Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin nuked and I got stopped, while this one bumped to my first target. But yeah, I already closed, and yeah, now it's acting weird again. But overall, I'd say I still like it. Why? Because of the look of the weekly. I had a different chart, I think. Yeah, this one, where I said that I was looking for a bottom to form somewhere in this gray box, right? So yeah, for swing longs, it makes sense to long some here, even if it's just for a bearish bounce play, you know? Maybe something like, hold on 1 second. If it's something like this, by the way, it's looking at the moment, I would say it's likely we go for the lows again. Although, yeah, maybe we hold here. You see, this got swept and we're still holding above here. But we'll need a reclaim of the weekly open as soon as possible. Let's mark that out as well. Weekly open. Right. What was I going to say? Yeah, for a bearish bounce play, if we get something like this, for example, bounce in here in resistance, even if we dump to new lows from there, it can still be a very nice swing play from down here to up here. You see? So what would the trigger be? Let's see the daily. See, daily, yeah, it's sitting at demand. Weekly demand and daily demand. 4 hour, swept the lows in there. But yeah, I saw something about unlocks as well on this one, so gotta be careful. But anyways, if this shows strength and it reclaims the weekly open, then it makes sense to long some back towards here, for example. You have a clean invalidation then as well, right? Right below the lows. Target up there. 2.7R. Beautiful trade. Okay. What else? Ethereum, I guess. I'm still in longs, but very underwater. As you can see, well, halfway to stop out. What's this one? Weekly, still sitting at range low, you know. But yeah, Ethereum, I can imagine you gave up on it. So is it worth still checking? You know, if it gives you like, if it scares you or anything, just trade something else, you know. If it's for holding even, just buy Bitcoin and hold Bitcoin, I would say. But personally, I could still see it outperforming in the coming months, or not in the coming months, but at some point, right? That's why I'm still holding spot backs and I long some because we came into a key level down here. Yeah, I would even say yearly or monthly range low. Swept all of the lows, all the liquidity, right? So what we need now, yeah, is just some strength and a reclaim here. Then first target would be back towards range mean. If we get back above range mean, then we can start talking about range highs. But yeah, long way from there. That's why I kept my stop below here, you know, to allow for price to dump lower into that range low from here, and still don't not stopping me out. Okay, so that's the plan for this. Yeah, low time frame wise, I'm just focusing on Bitcoin, man. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Yeah, see, it's strong, you know. All those guys in the comments, it's over, blah, blah, blah. Man, grow up. Learn how to trade, you know. These comments are wild. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't pay attention to them too much, but it's just funny to see, you know. And it even gives me more confidence to long, because everyone basically gave up and everyone is expecting way lower. So yeah, but yeah, it doesn't need to mean anything. Low time frame here on Bitcoin, right? I could see us go from here, but could also make more sense to do some ranging, right? See what the S&P does. If it nukes again, we likely sweep this low again. But what I want to see hold now is this area down here. I do think we could test this area again, something like this, and then more ranging, and then to Monday high. But I don't want to see us dump back below here. At that point, we lost the momentum of sweeping last month's low and going up from there, right? And we just lost all of that. We broke back down below Monday low. So at that point, I would stay out until we show strength and smash back above here. And then I might try again. But until then, but hey, for now, I think that we hold above this area. I'm long from 80.1k and my plan is to short them at 84. Hopefully make good money today. Yeah, if it gets there, it's a tricky area. I would definitely wait for a sweep up here, and if it then shows weakness, it makes sense, you know, even if it's back down towards here, why not? CPI is tomorrow, is it not? That might impact. I have no clue, to be honest, when that's coming out. 86 maybe more safe. Yeah, I feel like either we're going to sweep and nuke instantly, like a smaller sweep, or we're gonna close up here, and at that point I think we go for these highs into like 87, 88k. But yeah, for now, what is my setup? Like, my average entry got raised quite a bit because, like I said, my initial risk was, well, my risk with my stop here was the same, but the position size was very small because the stop loss was that wide, you know? And if you trail your stop all the way here, right, the position size is peanuts, so you have to add quite big. So that's what I did. So my average entry got raised. Also, I added like, I did wait for a dip, but like I added on this dip, I think, and then it nuked lower. But anyways, it's still the same idea, you know. So I'm not sure, I would have to check, but average entry is like somewhere around there. And a stop loss there, something like this. But like I said, I will not close it entirely if we sweep Monday high because of the higher time frame charts. Because I feel like, you see, the weekly swept all of these lows. The next thing I want to see is a reclaim of the monthly open. And if we do that, monthly open lines up beautifully with Monday high as well. So that could mean this and more ranging. But if we do this and reclaim here and hold, yeah, then I think we see mid 90Ks. Right. Everything clear on Bitcoin? If you guys are enjoying the stream, leave a like, guys. Subscribe. There's 100 people watching and only 40 likes, so let's try to run them up to 60 at least. Bitcoin will still go to 70k. Alright, man. Possible for sure. Let's see. I never see you draw long-term ranges like 3 months or 6 months as he does. Is there a reason for that? Not really. I usually, the highest time frame I personally go is the monthly. So yeah. Also because I don't usually I do take swing trades, right? But not like trades that I will hold for months, you know? So then it's not really needed, in my opinion, to check 3 month or half a year or yearly can still give you a nice view of where we're trading at, but personally I stick to the monthly. The likes dictate Bitcoin's price. Let's get to 90 likes. Yeah, let's do it. Can you have a look at curve, please? Let's see. Feel free to post some requests now in the chat. Only Bybit, Binance, right? Higher cap, please. Oh yeah, and I was going to look at gold as well. But let's do this one first. Damn, some of these altcoin charts are kind of brutal, but yeah, I can already see why you're looking for longs, and it does make sense, you know. We dumped all the way back into the consolidation, the demand that led to this massive pump. So at least a bounce from here is expected, you know. Swept weekly liquidity there, and as you can see, some ugly highs resting up here. So that can be a nice target. Another sweep. The only thing here is, where do you put your stop, right? If you think the low is in, sure, you put it at the low. What does that give you? Yeah, 2.3R. Why not? Why not? I like it, you know. Could wait for more confirmation above here. Something like this. And then target liquidity up there. But I like it for a bounce play at least, you know. Towards here, maybe even these highs. But that's all I'm gonna do now, right? On altcoins, look for bounce plays. It doesn't make sense to assume that prices are gonna bounce from the areas that they're trading at right now straight back to all-time highs. That's unlikely. Let's do gold first. Oh yeah, or did we check it already? Yeah, I made a tweet about it last week where I said it's basically at the last resistance now before moving to all-time highs again. And ever since it's just been struggling, but not really dumping from it. Dumped a little here, but swept the lows, reclaimed them again, and once again bonking against this resistance. So the longer it stays here, the more likely I think that we just break higher. So yeah, if it sweeps this and then dumps below, maybe we get some momentum to the downside, but for now it's looking very strong. S&P, let's see, those levels broke as well. It's looking weak. Yeah, it's very difficult to have a read on this, to be honest. At least I don't have a clean read on this where I would see a bottom form or where this is going to. So I'm not gonna try to give you targets because I can't. I'm focusing on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is looking good for higher at the moment, I think. Let's see, Sol. Yeah, that's a question that I always get. If you're unsure about the S&P and it looks weak, how are you expecting Bitcoin to go higher? Like, I don't need to check S&P to have thoughts on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin looks good and I have a clean plan on Bitcoin, I'm gonna trade it, and I don't care what the S&P does. It's literally been years that people have been saying this. And it doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, I've been profitably trading Bitcoin for the last years, so I really don't see what those people are saying. Yeah, we were going to do Sol. At support, you know, swept kilos, front trend these for now. But yeah, for me personally, there's better looking charts out there than Solana at the moment. But am I going to short here? No, you can already see the level I marked out here. The most pivotal level on the chart. And we dumped right into it and it's holding. So shorting in here, nah. I'd rather look for longs for a bounce play on the lower time frames. So let's see lower time frames. The most recent low that got swept will be this one. $4 hour. Yeah, guess what? Dumped into that level. Let's mark out this as well. Yeah, so I could see us do this and pump to here, these highs. Why not? Invalidation, either you assume that the low is already in, and then you put your stop right below the low. That would give you something like this. Yeah, 2.5R, not bad. But it's a similar setup to Bitcoin, you know. And you don't want to over risk by taking basically the same setup multiple times. That's something I struggled with as well. Or yeah, you assume that the low is not in, and at that point I would just wait, because for a bounce play you're not gonna get the risk reward that you want. Like, let's say you even put your stop right there, that's already close in my opinion, but as you can see here, that's the lower time frame demand that led to this move. So it would make some sense to put it there. But if you then target like the bounce play, how much is it? Come on. Yeah, it's like 1 hour, 1.1. Or you take it like this and you wait for strength right above here, and then you compound, you add, trail your stops there and do it like this. Could also be the play. But for now, I think there's better cleaner plays out there. I want to ask you, still hold Litecoin, right? When will you be adding more? Because I think the price is stuck, like when the other is up, Litecoin is just staying flat, like it's just gonna go fall. I think it's in a range. That's why it's like acting how it is. And look at how long it stayed in this range. So if your question is where am I going to be adding, for now I'm not adding anything because I bought a lot up here. So I'm just gonna wait, see what it does. If we get some upside on the weekly here, right, get back there. And I might add if I get more confirmation, but I'm not gonna add into something that looks very weak like this. Either I want to add at the best place possible, which would be down here at like $60-70, or I want to add upon confirmation again, right? So for example, a break above here again, and add there. And if it falls back below, then I take my small loss on that and see again. If it bumps, happy days. Make sense? One whole size Subway sandwich is fair value for one soul. Yeah, it's rough, man. First time on the stream, but can see a lot of value here. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for joining, man. Let's see. Yeah, it's likely just gonna range a bit more, but I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks out from here either. Max fear into the lows, swept high time frame liquidity, monthly, weekly, daily lows, and then swept highs above us. So yeah, I'm betting on a bounce. All right, if that's all, that's where I'm gonna end the stream, I think. It's been 50 minutes, but we covered most of our plans. So quick recap, I'm currently long from the lows, then added and trailed stops below Monday low. I'm targeting Monday high, right? But since monthly, weekly and daily liquidity has been swept to the downside, I also wouldn't be surprised if this was the bottom of that leads to a bigger rally towards 94 to 98k up here. What do I want to see for that? A clean break above the monthly open. The monthly broke below, we broke below the monthly open. At that point, we had an unswept monthly low, previous monthly low. That was the target. We took it. What we now want to see is a reclaim on the lower time frames of that monthly open. If we do so, I think we simply run it back and trade towards new highs. All right. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Big thanks to Blowfin for sponsoring the stream. If you want to join the Discord, make an account using the link in the description. Make a deposit, join the Discord and send me a DM. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.